Hello there. I was recently sent a sample of a new Chinese Mosfet dropping. You might have seen it around. There's been a few people posting about it, and I had one of my suppliers. He's been banging on about it for a while, saying, "Oh, it's coming, and you know, have a look at it." And he kindly sent me one over, and it's on paper. It's pretty decent. There's some good functions, some good bits and pieces about it. It seems to be working fine at the moment. I've only had it in this test setup here. It is mechanical. It's a drop-in. It comes fully wired, and it came with an XT60 connector as well. So put one of those on. What else? Right. So when he sent it to me, there were no instructions, so I had to kind of sort of figure it out. Partly I found a website with some more instructions a couple of weeks later after trying to figure everything out and what everything was doing. But generally what I can piece together is we've got 4 mechanical switches. So we've got here, you'll see a little one there, which I think they class that as the safety. And because what it does away with the old safety lever completely on this. So you can actually program the safe as well. Why you would really want to do that, I don't know. So there's some inconsistencies about it, some little really oddities about it, which I don't really agree with. But for the price isn't bad, and I think they're going to retail around about 30 quid. For one of these, I'm not entirely too sure. I haven't got the final pricing yet, but around about 30 quid. So you can see you've got 2 little micro switches here, and you know, it's one of those things. You know, I think they've both got their own positives and minuses about the type of MOSFET that you're going to use. Whether it's mechanical, you know, mechanicals, these little switches can tend to fail after a while. So I think it's more about, so you've got 2 here, and then you've got 2, so that's the safe and that's the semi, and I think when both are contacted it turns into full auto. And then on this side here you will have a sector gear little switch, and you'll also have a trigger switch as well. Let's just try. Yeah, it doesn't do anything at the moment. Yeah, so you would then use a normal selector plate, and you should be able to hear a little beep when it moves over the. Yeah, there we go. So that indicates that it's in semi. Let's have a look. Yep, there we go. And then when it moves into the full auto, you'll hear 2 beeps. I don't know if you can turn that little beeping off. I'm not sure. I haven't come across anything where you can turn it off. But it's not a bad thing. You can even sort of be flicking between it and hearing it. It's mostly used for programming, from what I remember. Mostly used when so you know what mode you're going into and everything. It was like it was the Krypton factor trying to figure this thing out. But since I got a few instructions, it's actually not too bad. It's probably in line with a lot of the other Chinese MOSFETs out there. So this should be full auto. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go, like that. You can see it's got a little bit of active braking on, and I'll get to that in a minute. So let's just put that back in there, like that, and then that should be safety. Yeah. So you get the idea from that. So the 4 mechanical switches. There's some other little bits as well. Oh yeah, I think you can actually touch those as well, like that. So I'm not entirely too sure what this is here, whether it's just a pad or something. You've got a protective cover when you install this thing. It just slots down there just to keep the metal from touching. So it's got, well, in the next video, what I'll do, I'll take it apart so you can actually see it, but it's got a split level design where you've got the upper is separated from the lower part of it, and I think some of the others do this, and apparently it's for voltage protection, to just improve the reliability of the unit. It has a battery protection mode on it. You've got single shot, full auto, you've got binary, you've got 3 burst and 5 burst, I believe. There's pre-cocking on here. There's rate of fire control. You've got active braking, which you can set different percentages. You've got something called trigger and shake setting. I'm not entirely too sure what that is, but yeah, you know, there's some of these MOSFETs, you know, people, when you talk to people, they just want something basic, just to give you full auto, something that will drop in quite easily, won't give you too much trouble, give you full auto, that's wired, that's set to Dean's here, that will give you a little bit of protection, semi full auto and safe, you know, a little bit of pre-cocking, you know, if you need it, a little bit of active brake, the option if you really want it. But some of these there's just too many options on here that you really don't need. But oh yeah, you got these 2 wires here, so they're obviously shooting for the gel blaster market here, that these would go to the magazine, and they'll give you all sorts of little magazine. There's even like a magazine load function on this thing, but you can use this stuff. I think I was speaking to someone else, you know, they've had something like this before, and they've used it as a light for a tracer. So there's you can cut them off, of course, you know, you could probably desolder them if you really wanted to, but yeah, that's it so far in testing. I've not managed to break it, which is good. I've not done a huge amount with it, and when I was talking to the, oh, that's a bit loose, isn't it? Look at that, I'll get into trouble. Hang on, there we go. Right, so when I was talking to a few other people, you know, I think it's probably a good idea to get maybe 20 of these or something, and get them out there and used on a weekly basis. You know, people going to games, people falling over, people tinkering with them, people putting in stupid batteries, you know, stupid high voltage batteries, putting in really stupid motors and stuff like that, and just to get it out there. Otherwise if you don't do that, then you're going to have all sorts of problems down the line with these things, and given it's a Chinese supplier, it can be difficult getting full support with these. But for the price, you kind of take a little bit of a risk. So what I'll do, I'll get 20 or 30 of these, and they'll be super cheap, you know, for everyone to try, whoever wants to try one. And you know, on the basis of, you know, if it breaks, you know, we just give feedback. You know, I'll see if I can even get them for free and just pay the postage on them. But that's my plan with these right now. I still want to try and test these a little bit more. I'm not 100% sure on them, but that's maybe where you guys can help out a little bit. We'll try and get some in, and I'll try and get those sent out as soon as possible. I'm going to do another video in a minute. I'm going to take the top off and then take the siding off as well, and you can sort of see it working. The split gearbox, just taking the top off very quickly so you can have a look at something inside. So this is full auto. There's a bit of a racket there, and then semi. So I haven't really tittered about much with the burst file or the binary or the pre-cocking yet. It's just really wanting to just slap it in and just see how it works. So let's have a quick look now on the inside, and you can have a quick look. I'll get a magnifying glass or something, and we can have a little look closer. Right, taking it apart, taking the top layer off, all the components out. You can see now, you get to see a little bit closer here. You can see it's got the split level design here that some of the other drop-ins utilize. You've got the sector gear detection switch here, and you've got the trigger there, so you can see that like that. Oh, there you go, you can have a better look. I think you can just about see that. I'll do a closer look in a minute. On the back here, same, you've seen the back with the switches. Yeah, that's it. Now I think I'm rightly saying, if these fail, now what would be quite good, if these ever fail, I mean, they look all the same. They're obviously slightly different components, those two there, but if they sort of gave in the box some replacement ones of these, and you can probably, you know, with the right equipment, maybe solder them back on, because in the past with these mechanical, you've always had these problems with these failing. I don't know really if there's a difference in quality between these micro switches, if some are really reliable and some are just cheap, or whatever. I guess it's the case, and hopefully they realise that this could be a failure point, and they perhaps do something about it. But yeah, let's have a quick look. These enlarged for the magnifying glass. Now, there's going to be some of you guys out there who know a lot about PCBs and capacitors and resistors and all of that, so you'll be able to like look at what the chips. I mean, to me, it doesn't mean a lot. It's the name CHiLUN or CH1LUN version 2. I don't know what happened to version 1. I never saw that, but yeah, you get an idea of it. So we'll look, so we'll get some better light here. There we go. Sorry about that. So look, here we are. So that's the top side screw. There we go, M2. I don't know, does that say U1 or V1? I think it says U1, doesn't it? Okay, yeah. Let's have a look on the back now. You can see I've put, it comes with this shield on it for the components. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. What is that? Hang on. Okay, smart people, tell me what that is. What does that do? Fuck. Hang on. What is that? Oh, fuck it. I can't quite see it. Fuck. Hang on. Is that all hot down? I'm outside, so I can't even see my screen, so it's a little bit tricky. So let's just quickly show you the part that matters here. Yeah, there's some stuff going on there. That looks like a wonky. Now that is where it says R7. That looks like a really wonky. So 16C, a really wonky. That's a transistor. Oh, I think anyway. Someone will correct me, but yeah, it looks like it's wonky. That ain't good. Unless it's supposed to be like that, I don't know. But anyway, there it is. There it is. Fill your boots.